I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you love me, kissed and you hugged me, and you smile, look in my eyes, and tell me that you'll always be right there.
It is a beautiful Friday evening, and we want to welcome y'all to another episode of the Fat Girl Chronicles. No, I'm lying. PGC After Dark. It is PGC After Dark with the crazy rich aunties. I'm your girl, Leah Rochelle. We got none other than D Girl in the building. And down there,
Hello, good people.
Auntie Regina down there with us. How you doing,
Hey,
y'all? How y'all doing?
Good. How you
Doing
doing?
good. It's been a beautiful
Good.
Friday. Doing so good.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, it ain't like I've really been doing nothing, but like my days be running together, so I don't ever know what day it is nowadays. But knowing that, it's Friday, it's beautiful outside today. I didn't get to go outside.
It
I
is.
went outside to take the trash out, and I was like, oh my God, it's so nice. But my day didn't start until about 3:30, 4 o'clock anyway. So I'm going to open this window when this show was over and still get some of
It
the
feels
beauty
so
of the
good.
day.
Yes.
How was y'all day today?
Honey, tax season. That's all I can say. Tax season.
Oh, Lord.
It's crazy. But other than that, it was good. It was good. I got to walk outside, enjoy this beautiful weather today. You know, Indiana is full of weather. You better enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah.
My day was amazing. I am officially on spring break. So that is always amazing. I have a week of nobody else's children.
Listen. You said nobody else's children. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it at all. Um, so tonight, ladies, and for those of you who are tuning in tonight, we have another bomb ass topic per usual for Friday night. And tonight we are talking about when sex feels like a chore. Burnout, resentment, and recovery, because we need to know what that looks like. We need to know when we've reached this point, how we get here, and how we can get up out of this space. Because a lot of us don't know how we got here. But once we're there, we also don't know how to get back. So we got to talk about all of the parts of what that looks like. So, to open the conversation, I want to know first and foremost, have you all ever been in this space where sex started to become a chore for you?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Not the absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Ooh, absolutely feels heavy. Absolutely feels
Mhm.
super heavy.
Yes.
So, what did that look like for you?
For me, it was. I just hated it. I just hated when it was time. Okay, it's time to give this person a part of me that I don't really want to be bothered with. And it made me resent them because it's like, man, you don't see that I
You
ain't
don't
into
think
this. You don't understand that I'm not feeling this, but you still want it. So it's
Right.
like I've never been a person just be like, okay, I'm gonna lay here. I'll just lay there and be like, did what you do. He climbed on top of me and he did his business.
Oh
I'm
no,
fit.
I would vomit if that was the thing. He climbed on top of me and did his business.
That's how I
I
mean.
totally would.
That's just how it felt. I was just
Yeah, no, I get you, but I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, I can totally say like I've thought in my head, please let this be over fast.
Child. Yes.
Mo- Move with urgency, okay?
Yes.
Oh no, not move with urgency.
Yes.
Jesus.
What about you, Blue?
And
Damn.
it's not necessarily so, people are different and there are moments of just it doesn't mean there's like a disdain for the person because of course why be with them? Why even be intimate with them? Um
Hmm.
is sometimes an exhaustion level where you are, sometimes the mental level, sometimes sex is just the last thing on
Hmm.
your mind. And so
Hmm.
it can feel like a chore, it can feel like an obligation because I hadn't actually thought about sex any today. That's just how many other things I've had to think about today. So sometimes it's just that space.
Yeah.
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 That's
Um,
it. What about you?
and that's why I'm sitting up here
Mhm.
like, um, I don't think it has gotten to the point where it felt like a chore, but what I did feel was that I wasn't prepared enough for it. You know,
Mm,
um, there wasn't any preparation. There was usually just tap you on the shoulder, roll over, and then get to it type of thing. And it's like, I wasn't prepared for this. I'm not even
yeah,
all the way woke, and you're already in there, bro. Like, like those kind of things. And it wasn't that I didn't enjoy it. It was more of a I wasn't even able to prepare for it. I wasn't able to
yeah,
fully grasp what we was getting ready to get into before you was already prepped. You was prepped. You got up and was like, I want it, and then you was ready to go. And I'm like, I'm still scratching my head trying to get my eyes all the way open. And so it
yeah,
wasn't to the point where I didn't enjoy it. It was just um that I wasn't able to prepare for it. But also it became a little routine, which was leading me to that. It was leading me down that path of not enjoying it and where it was gonna start feeling like a chore, but I hadn't fully got there yet. So,
yeah.
um, but I'm also, damn, that sounds mean.
It is what it is
But
sometimes.
I right, but I also am glad that we're not in connection anymore. That I'm kind of like, oh, whew, okay, because before we got all the way down that path where it felt like a chore, it ended. So I was like, yes. So I think for me, the build up, the build up of the intimacy and all of those kind of things really help. Hi, Jonathan. The
I got
build up helps you to get to that place. It helps you to get to that wanting, that desire, that yearning for your person. And if you don't have the opportunity to get there, or even prior to, hell, I don't care if we did fall asleep and you want to wake up and get to it, still give me the opportunity to go ahead and fully wake up, you know. Because I ain't trying to give you no lazy love and then you be talking about me. So I think for me that's the difference. The build up. Because if I want you, I want you. If I desire you and I'm actively in a space where you're somebody that I'm always desiring anyway, the time and space or place don't matter. It's
true.
just giving me a little bit of opportunity to fully be present in that space with you for
Right.
me.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, like, I don't know, just because like sex can feel good and you still not be turned on.
Mm-hmm.
True. True.
Like it is a penetration, so it could still feel good, but I'm not turned on. And
Yeah.
it sounds, for me, I don't know. My head space has to be I have to be in a space, in a mental space. Because like you, I want to be able to deliver the same thing. I
Yep.
want to be able to deliver pleasure. I want it to feel good. I want it to be
Yep.
something that actually turns you on.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think
Yeah.
those the pieces that could be missing. Like you ain't turning me on. So your penetration, you made it feel like you are, but you aren't.
That part.
Because
Yeah.
things can happen with penetration, but that don't mean my body,
I
my
mean,
mind,
listen,
my
because you get in there,
yeah,
I could get where I need to be.
yeah. So I think those sometimes be missing that kind of makes it feel like it's not, where you would like your sexual desires to be.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Because the other part of it is, as much as I want to be present and as much as I want to be in this with you, and even though the penetration happened, now we up in here, we in it. I'm still trying to fully get the rest of me into it.
Yeah,
I'm still trying to get the
yeah,
rest of me, into the space of being at the exact or near the space that you're in.
Right.
But um, I think you are right when you say one of the things that can be misconstrued is like, even though I'm here and we're actively in the midst of having sex, I could still not be turned on. I
right.
could still feel like, oh, why we doing this? Or why, I wasn't even in the mood for this or whatever. But I think one of the biggest shifts that happens like when sex starts to feel laborious, like when it starts to feel like it is a chore, is when the life responsibilities, the the life responsibilities and everything else going on in life aren't being communicated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
agreed. When I'm not fulfilled in the areas of my life that uh I know helps me be who I am. I try not to put finances at the top. Finances are in there, but I'm a person that I genuinely feel like finances are not going to be the end all be all for me. So I don't.
Hmm.
It's something I think about. It's something that I know is important for my life. Um, but other things, career. When I'm really focused in and tapped in, my other things are my faith. When I don't feel fulfilled, I don't think about sex. I don't even be wanting it. It's not even that's the last thing on my
On your
mind that is a part of what fulfills me and keeps me. I don't have a craving for it. I'm not interested because the other parts of me aren't even fulfilled. I don't even know how to get there. I'm not in a mental space to allow myself to tap in. I struggle with that in relationships because I zone into, okay, this is I'm trying to finish my masters. I'm this close. In my mind, I'm an overthinker. So it takes almost can consume my mind.
hmm
So
Oh,
it's a struggle.
Yeah. Um, the overthinking part is very easy to do, especially when you're a goal oriented kind of person. When you're in that space of I gotta get to it, I gotta get to this goal, and all of those kind of things. But even outside of the goals, just the everyday life things,
Yeah.
um, everyday life things, dealing with children. I don't have children, but dealing with business, dealing with family, dealing with myself.
Yes.
yes.
dealing with myself on a
Like,
regular basis, and trying to navigate my desires, my wants, and I don't even mean sexually, I mean financially, physically, emotionally, mentally,
yes,
spiritually, all of the things that I would love to actively happen, the way that I would like to see my life shift, change, and grow.
yes,
All of that makes a world of difference um because it then determines how I show up in other spaces, which is
absolutely.
true.
Very
It then
well said.
determines how I show up for the people that I'm in connection with. It determines how present I'm able to be, because sometimes I'm not able to be as present as I would like to be because I'm over here putting out all of these mini fires. So then
Yeah,
sex to me will either feel like one of two things. It will start to feel like something, just something else I got to do on the list, on the long list of things I got to do. Sex will feel like something else I got to do.
on my to-do list.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, yeah, I forget. Yeah, I gotta have sex. I gotta get the groceries. And it feels like another thing to do.
Yeah.
Or it can feel like an escape from all the things that I have to do.
Mm,
It can feel
that's
like
quite true.
one or the other, depending on the chemistry and the comfort of the space that I'm within that person. So if we're in a space where we really having good communication and stuff is flowing and all of that, sex won't feel as much of another thing I gotta do. It'll feel like, ooh, you finna get it in. Cause now I'm excited to get it in because it's a sidestep. It's a
Right.
regulator. It's an attitude adjustment. So now I
Yeah,
actually be prepared for it. So I think that's what it is for me.
yeah. It's it's the person too, and I
Mm,
think that like that's why it's not so much as I want to say I welcome hard conversations, but I try to give a space where hard conversation can be had because I know it's some areas that people struggle with being able to really talk their truth about. And one of the things is like I don't I don't be want to use sex as a weapon or like a withholding, but you ain't it's some lacking on this side, and I that's just the thing I can keep to myself.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but sometimes it's just from my point of view. Sometimes it's good to use sex as a weapon because it makes the other person like, okay, because sometimes it's hard to have those conversations.
It
And
is.
so when they're not listening to you, you might want to say, hey, we ain't doing this tonight, whatever, whatever. But then you decide, well, you know what? Maybe if I do this, maybe he'll listen or maybe she'll listen. So I mean, not just like use it all the time, but
Right.
use it as a leverage to be like, hey, we gotta have, what's going on? Because eventually they're gonna be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
come we not
Lack of sex is a place of clarity for sure.
right? And so
Yeah.
then it opens up a pathway so you can start having conversations because
Yeah.
oh, so you withholding from me? Yeah, because you're not
Well,
listening.
yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, for real. Cause
You're not listening.
well, I'm beginning to feel this or this. Like y'all, I'm beginning to feel like, it's just something that we're doing. There's no passion behind it
Yeah.
anymore. There's no this. I'm not interested in that kind. I don't want to be. I've read something. I can't remember if I read this or if I heard somebody say it, and I know I'm probably not saying it quite like it was stated, but it was like kind of know the difference between um a person that just have sex, meaning anybody anytime, like they don't even have a concept or understanding of the connection of sex, they just like to have sex.
They just like the actions.
Yes,
They just like the actions
they
of
just
sex.
like the action of it.
Yeah, they don't
Nothing,
necessarily have
nothing
to
else.
have the connection, or they don't actually have to have the um the intimacy of sex.
Correct.
Right.
They just like having.
They
Right.
just like
Yeah,
having it,
they just
and
like
it's
having
no,
sex.
and
They just
so
like hunching.
that's
Right.
all. That's it. That's all. Like what?
And then I'm looking at the
Hey, Tommy.
I'm looking at the post, the people making conversation. It's not necessarily that I'll get cheated on because uh a man who really loves you and wants to know what's going on about why you, I'm not saying withhold all the time, but I'm just saying use it as
So
a
you said
leverage every
bad
now and then.
advice.
Just like terrible advice. But it's about
That's why I'm laughing because I know him
He
and I
said,
just
"Don't do that
know
at all."
that
no, it's just
I just know, like, yeah.
for me, uh, look, it's funny to me, but
That's not the majority.
it's not the majority of men. Truly, men that are invested in you will take the once they start like, okay, what's they gonna want to know what's going on before they decide. Well, let me go get another piece of tail from somebody else.
Yeah.
They're not just gonna jump. Well, hell, she holding out on me, so I'm finna cheat. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna want to know, baby. Okay, so you're not giving me none. What's going on?
What's happening? Yeah.
So that opens up a pathway. So I mean, take it whatever way you want to take it. It's always worked for me. And it ain't like I didn't sit up there and be like, oh, I ain't never giving you none. That's far
I
from
like the
because that me.
communication piece. I try to
I got
communicate.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to open a door for communication. Now, I have had partners that were not receptive. Like it is hard to be in a space of I want to have the conversations of pH. I
Mm-hmm.
want to have a conversation because listen, I care about all that as it relates to my body. And
Hmm.
that and some men just they don't even know. They don't even have an understanding of what they eat, what they all those things kind of matter in
It
certain realms.
matters.
And so I'm open for that. I try my best to give a safe space for my partner to be able to have those conversations because I want to have those conversations. I need to know. I ask people like, do you go to the doctor?
Because let me see that my chart.
Like,
My
do you
chart,
go to the
when I have
My
doctor?
that match,
chart,
If
whatever
something
the
was
name of your
wrong with
patient
you,
portal
would you go
is, let me
see
see it.
and I try not I asked it in like if something was wrong with you, if you was hurt, if you was sick, like would you go to the doctor or would you just try to like I'm gonna ask some questions because
Are you
it's
yeah,
just gonna try to
important.
tough
Like
it out and take some Robitussin, or are you
right,
actually
you
trying
gonna
to go
call
see the
around
doctor?
asking your many thousand friends for antibiotic because I feel away because why they got antibiotic that they didn't complete. What they you supposed to complete the antibiotic no matter what it's for. We're not talking necessarily about STD. We're just saying you can
Even
have
if it was
antibiotics
for a
for a
tooth,
tooth getting
if
pulled,
right.
right,
but you're supposed to finish it. So
you're supposed to
what's
finish it
wrong,
out,
man?
bro.
That infection ain't gone.
And
Listen,
see, and then a lot of men don't understand that, like you were saying, Duana, the pH. Because a lot of men think they can come in from playing basketball and then touch on you. Well, women's bodies are very, very sensitive. You can get a
Very
bacterial infection from
so
the
fast, and I
dirt
don't
and
think
the
they
germs
realize.
and all of that. And so it's like, if I'm going to be respectful of your body and what I could possibly, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then please be
He said, "Let me
respectful.
see your my chart was crazy."
I mean,
Yes.
because I want to see it. And that's the other part too. I think sometimes we are overly tactful. I think
When
we are
it comes to
overly
your health,
tactful
baby.
about conversations that involve our health and safety.
Safety,
Um,
yes.
I'm not finna be like the last guy that I was talking to. We were having a conversation about something, and he was like, matter of fact, while we talking about it, here's my information. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We wasn't even talking about my chart. We was talking about him going to the doctor for something else. And he was like, oh, while we here talking about it, let me show you this. And so he showed me his my chart, like literally was like, and I'm like, oh, okay. Um, but then outside of that conversation, I was like, oh, well, I go to the doctor, I go get tested. I go in about 2 weeks and you gonna get the full update. I'm like, ain't shit wrong now. But since I'm going in 2 weeks, I'm gonna show you the full run of the mill, run down.
Right.
So
Right.
when I went and I got my results a few days, he like, that's cool. He like, shit, I just went to the doctor. So if something was going on with you, it would have appeared on my shit. So I'm like, very true. So after looking at all of the information from him, and then when I gave him my information, we was good. He knew what it was and all of that. So, and you would think that most men know that. They may know it, but they don't actively operate in that. Like they may come in from work and then come in there hugging and kissing and touching on you. That's cool. But now go wash your hands and your face and your body. And then we can get into all of that. But if you're not going to come in and watch them, what he say on me and my sister said all the time, because on don't be a menace, he was like, wash those filthy hands. We say that all the time. Because why are you not washing your hands? Why are you not actively making sure that you are clean, that you're not passing germs? And a lot of men don't even keep their, and women either, from what I've noticed, is that motherfuckers do not keep their fingers clean.
Oh,
No, them nails,
yes.
baby.
So, not to get too far off topic, and I'm glad you don't touch your wife with dirty hands, Tommy. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Hey, who is this?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, none like B. Who that is? I've never seen that name, so welcome. Thank you, Uncle Moses.
Thank you, Moses.
Thank you, Moses.
and maybe that's part of the problem.
That could be. No, seriously, because there are some, I have my mom has 6 children, so I have 4 brothers. I have a pops who my mom has been with since I was 9 or 10. And then I have a biological father, so I've been around a lot of men. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying those men, I'm just saying just conversations, learning men, hearing men all my life, having brothers. And some use the woman. Long as she ain't sick, long as ain't nothing going on with
Visibly
her,
sick. As
we
long as she
feel
is
like
not
they cool.
visibly. As long as she is not visibly sick.
Yes. They
They
definitely use
cool.
their woman. I'm not a doctor, sir.
Listen. Because the old thing about, oh, you look clean, what does that even mean these
No,
days?
what does that mean?
Because baby,
What does
looks
that
is
even mean
deceiving.
these days? Because people
Looks
be
is
out
They
here full
are.
on sick.
yes, and you would never know
And
until you go to the doctor, and the doctor be like, "Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but
listen,
you
and,
got
and
that
you got
V."
that package.
Yes.
But that's also why I can go to get blood drawn for something else. Can you do my little every time I step foot in,
No, I am very much the same.
can you
I'm
prick my
very much the
finger?
same.
Listen,
Six
it
months
had got to the
is
point where you prick this one for the HIV test, you prick this one for the A1C. I'ma ask for both of them. Check them
yep.
both. I
Full
don't care
panel
what
me,
I'm in here
please.
for.
Thank
I could be
you.
coming in there because my eye was hurting. Can you can you go? I listen, I don't even be even when I wasn't sexually active. I wasn't even sexually active. Can you
Yep. It's been times
this
where
one
I absolutely haven't been, but I still, because I just make it a routine. I don't make it something built around,
built around
necessarily
whether
when
I'm
I am
having sex or
with a
not.
Sex
partner.
or not.
Yeah, I make it a routine just to get my body checked out.
Absolutely. And so, kind of veering back into the conversation, like all of those things play a major role in how the act of sex and the relationship is impacted. And because of how we show up, we are often Tommy said, I put it like this. I question the IG baddie, but I don't believe most women are hoes. Even if they not hoes, they still might be out here actively sleeping with
Carrying a
more than
package.
one person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you gotta do like they did in Cat in the Hat. Let's take a look under the hood because
Mm.
I need to know what's going on. Um, but the emotional impact that happens from a lot of um everyday life shit, and then when intimacy starts feeling like an obligation, then that's when we start doing things like withholding, making people feel guilty, making people feel shame. We start doing all of those kind of things, and then it becomes a space where you feel pressured or you feel like you're going to be pressured into sex because of whatever the case may be with you and your partner. So I honestly and genuinely think um when sex starts to feel like a responsibility instead of um a desire, or instead of a want, a true kind of space that you want to be in with that person, then that's when you have to do some reevaluating, some reconfiguring, some re-understanding of yourself. Because
Yeah.
if I got to get to the space where now I don't even I don't even want it, and I really don't want it from you, now we got to have some other kind of conversations. But
Right.
also, um, I want people to understand that after an argument, it does not always equate to makeup sex, especially depending on the intensity of the argument or the context of the argument. Because the argument may not have been as intense, but the conversation within itself may have been intense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or and so we do have to be mindful of that. And I'm not one for withholding. I'm not a withholder. I'm not that person.
I'm not
Cause
a
if I'm fucking
withholder
with you
either.
and I like you and we all of that in each other's face and space, nigga, I'm gonna want to hunch on you.
Yeah. But I am gonna tell you how I feel too. But I'm not a big withholder.
I'm not. Um, but I am a communicator. I'm a big
Right.
communicator.
Yeah.
And I will tell you ahead of time, several times, on several occasions, what's bothering me. What is it that I'm feeling? What is it that I'm experiencing in this space with you? Because if I am experiencing um if I am experiencing a space where I feel like I'm not being paid attention to, where I'm not being heard, where I'm not being understood, then that will put me in the space of saying, I don't want to have sex. I'm not withholding it. I'm just not in the mood.
In that
I'm just
mood. And
not in
that's
the
a real
space.
thing.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a real thing. And I don't think that like both men and women have a right to say that they're just not in the mood. That is not an indication of love lost. That don't mean I'm trying to separate. I don't mean like being in the mood is a real thing. And not being in it is just equally a thing. Like I have just had days where my cup was poured empty and I just genuinely
Man.
didn't have any more to give just on the throughout the course of the day.
Just come
I
lay with me
just
and rub
didn't
my
have no
booty
more to
then. You know what
give.
I'm saying? Because eventually, if you rub it long enough, I might then get into the
Right, but right
mood.
now
Some
I'm
shit might
tired. Look,
change.
I was tired, boss.
Some shit might change. But right now, in this moment,
It
Man,
ain't happening.
I-
it ain't happening, Chief. Um,
no,
and I
for
really
real.
do think. that is the part that we need to have conversations about before we start shifting into cheating, or shifting into
Right.
she don't love he or she doesn't love me anymore, or it becoming he or she is not attracted to me anymore, he or she does not want to have, all of those things. We need to assess and really look at what our person has been doing. What has been on our person's plate? Because if you are taxed mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially, baby, I don't even understand how you still got room to hunt. And if you do still got room to hunt, if you're taxed to the limit with everything, that just means that's a coping mechanism for you. Sex is not even
Yeah.
enjoyable at that point, like you talked about. It's not even about the enjoyment of sex, or it's not even about the enjoyment of the connection. It is literally
With your
about the act
partner,
itself.
yeah. It's
Yeah, and
literally
it's
about the end result.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
even sometimes you can't even get that end result because you're constantly trying to get that other person to be on the same page as you. Like
Yeah.
you over here and they over here, and you keep trying to fuck them into being over here with you. It's not gonna
And it
work.
don't work.
It does not work. So we do have to get into a space where sex is not a chore. Sex is
Absolutely.
very much a thing of desire and
And
all of that kind
connection.
of stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
It genuinely is. Especially at a certain age, I think. We all have careers where we deal with, you know, people just in general, a plethora of people, different races, different ages, different genders, different sexualities. And it's just crazy. I said to someone today, it's just crazy where I feel like the space of the 40-year-old woman is.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we're in such a space. Them 80s babies, that's now the 40-year-old women, it is majority of them are in a space where they're choosing single life.
Listen,
A
and
lot of
that's where the
past.
conundrum comes in. That's where the conundrum happens, because
Yeah.
we are out here actively choosing to be single, but baby, our hormones are actively trying to choose to be out here in the streets.
Woo, listen. Somebody said I saw a TikTok the other day, it was shared on Facebook, and the girl was like, what do we do when we have morals for real? Because we want to get beat down. But like the morality of it all is kicking our butts.
It's kicking your ass. Okay.
Man,
Um, we did have a question. B said people still get pressured into sex. Really?
Yep. Yep.
yes. Yes.
That's
Yep.
why there are so many cases, not just domestic violence, but sexual abuse when it comes
Hmm.
to relationships and marriages. Because even when someone is not in the space of having sex, and I'll tell you this much, I watch enough Law and Order SVU.
Love me some
But
on that.
it is a real thing that
Mm.
husbands and or wives think that because you are their spouse, that you don't have the right to say no,
No
you
to
Nope.
don't
them.
have the right to
Absolutely.
disengage when it comes to their desires or sex or anything of that nature. So it
Absolutely.
really is still a thing. um and this is Brian. Hey B. It said, I feel like after an argument we should still fuck. You mad at me, not the D. I'm just saying. You
Well,
know
I know
what,
somebody
Brian?
that say that same thing. No,
But
they feel it in their soul. Like, man, just because it was an argument, don't mean that we still supposed to love each other. We
I
still
feel
supposed
like
to
that
have
is
sex.
crazy.
that is crazy.
But also that's the difference between men and women. That's the difference between men and women, because sometimes
Yes,
we still in our feelings. Sometimes we're still trying to actively process stuff.
Process
process.
what's going on.
And men be like, girl,
Get
Uh,
over
bend
here.
over, roll over.
yeah.
Okay.
And then it's like it's not the same. You be like, He be on top of you, you be ready to choke him to death. Like,
For
you
real.
still mad? You
Well,
still
he
get
got a point. He said being broke never stopped his damn progress. I'm tickled.
And
I'm
I
tickled.
mean, we did we
It's
just
truth
talk
to
about that, Regina? Did we
yes,
just talk about that? We
yes,
just
yes.
talked about I think it was last week or maybe the week before that we talked about broke niggas or niggas who don't have no job, no money, no nothing. They be trying
Ooh,
to prove a
that's big.
point.
That's
and
big,
they be
baby.
trying to prove it with the D.
They
Yeah,
And
be
they
trying
need to go sit down.
they be trying to make sure that that home is secure
that's
with that penis, okay? So hey, I ain't mad at a
Oh,
motherfucker who can still get aroused and
you
they
gotta go
broke.
running from them kind, baby.
Listen,
You
because
got to
baby, they
go
don't gotta
running.
because
leave.
you'll be out
They
here funding their life
like
and
Man,
still be up here like,
you be
man.
at work and they be driving your car.
listen,
It only lasts so long though.
It does, because you'll get tired. You be like, okay, it's good, but baby, I'm tired.
he said, tell me how you feel, but let me feel on that ass.
Oh,
No, I mean, no,
I
for
mean,
real.
I'm with you when you ride. You can feel on it and we can talk through it. We can talk through
No,
it some more
for
while you rubbing my
real. I
booty.
would
I ain't mad
rather
at
much
that.
have conversation than arguments anyway. Any
that's
Yeah.
day.
true. That's true.
I would very
Yeah,
much, I choose
absolutely.
conversation. I choose you being able to get it out, how you need to get it out.
Hmm.
I choose that over arguing to a level of no return any day.
Yep.
And yeah, you could
And
definitely
that's
feel on my
it.
booty while we talking.
Listen. And okay, hold on. I'm gonna finish getting through these, but I definitely have a point to that. Um, Tommy said humans are social creatures. We not supposed to be alone. We are not supposed to be alone. And
Right.
I do believe that a lot of us are actively wanting to be in the space of people. Um, we want to be in the space of people. We want to be in relationships. We want to be in connection with people. But in this day and age, I believe that a lot of times there is the stress tax. You know, we don't want to be in connection with people that bring an additional burden.
Burden.
And not saying just
Right.
women don't want to be that, men don't want to deal with that either. I don't know no
They
man who want
don't.
to deal with additional stress that he does not have to deal with.
It's
Just like
true.
y'all say be his piece,
No.
shit, be mine too, okay?
It
No,
works
for
Because
both
real.
ways, baby. It works both
Be
ways.
it
be
works
your own
both
piece so you
ways.
don't come
We all
disrupting
want
mine.
peace. We all want peace, but how much of it are we actually giving?
That's true.
We are actively always protecting our own peace. We're always protecting our own bubbles. But then when we talk about having somebody else in that bubble with us, what does that look like? And then also, if we add the layer that a lot of communication is not happening on a regular basis, that adds another layer. So we got a lot of layers that are people are like, you know what, I'd rather just be single. Um, me, no, I don't want to be single. I want my little thing. You know, I want my little boo. I want my little baby. I want my little whatever. But um, but I am learning to actively dive deeper into the communication part, so that way we can be on the same page. Because a lot of times we not even in the same motherfucking book with the person. You know, I'm over here reading the laws of seduction, and you over here reading Cat in the Hat. What are we doing? We are on two different pages. And I
Yeah.
don't want to be in that space. And so the one thing that I have actively learned and have been actively putting into practice is the communication piece.
Yeah.
Is asking the questions. Asking one thing that I think we don't ask about is capacity. We don't ask about what a person's
Mm.
capacity is. Any like a lot of people don't even think about that. We up here talking about what's your favorite color?
Right.
Do you drink? Do you smoke?
Your zodiac
Why your
sign.
last relationship ended?
Mm.
Fuck all of that. Do you beat bitches?
No, for real. For real.
Have your mama ever put her hands on a nigga just because? Is your daddy a rolling fucking stone? We got real questions to be asked.
No.
Fuck all
Because
of that.
if
What's your
all you ever
favorite
saw that was
color?
your daddy
All
a
of that kind
Rolling
of shit.
Stone, you probably a Rolling Stone. I'm
Listen, the
not.
fellas
It's
is cutting
always
up
an
in the
exception to
comments.
the
Let's
rule.
see. He's talking
There
about
is always an exception to the rule, so it's not everyone, but
Yeah.
it's majority of the people that ain't never seen no relationship, a stable one. They don't know how to be in a stable.
alrighty. He said
And
define beat.
listen, I was
Not
finna
that
get
type
to
of
that.
beat,
My
baby.
boy, what? Um
That
They
Regina don't
clouded.
play.
they is cutting up. Tommy said I really only want it when she does. I don't believe in makeup sex either. Okay. Sex is in fact not a chore, but I'm trying to eat it like a small. You know what? You know what? Tommy
With a
said
little
broke
chocolate
niggas got a
drizzle
lot
on
of
top.
energy. That's what
These
we
niggas,
said. We said broke
they
They
niggas
come
got
in
a
do.
with
lot
this
of energy.
energy, and we need this energy because we do need to have their take on the conversations. It feels good to have them be open, but boy,
Yeah.
y'all men are really cutting up today.
No,
They's
because
cutting
for real,
up.
listen, while we was at work working 8 or plus hours, they were napping. So you're about to get it when they
He
wake
finna put
up.
you through the mattress,
They
then through the
finna,
floor.
baby, you finna get put through there. That's the song said. Because
He finna put you through the mattress,
they
then through the
fully
floor.
energized.
Yes.
Yes, it's
Um.
going down.
Hey Zay, what up? What up? Thank you for tuning in. What about getting it in while you get it out? You
Now,
know
how
what?
would that work? Because if
Ooh.
you are arguing and trying to get it out, it's
Y'all
gonna become
finna be fucking and
hard to get.
arguing. Y'all
It's
finna do
gonna
what I
be
like to say, fucking and fighting.
yes. How is
Maybe
that gonna
fucking and communicating.
Listen.
Let's listen.
What did Brian say? Hold on. He said, I promise we gonna converse and then we go get to perverse. Okay, so you gonna converse and perverse at the same time. I'm gonna put that
Okay.
on the shirt. Let's
Okay.
converse and perverse.
reverse?
I'm gonna put that on the shirt, especially for you, Brian.
Definitely listen. I know you put a thought up there now.
Tommy said, I think monogamy has put a strain on relationships. It can. And
It
we'll tap
can.
into that. We'll tap into that a little bit more, a little bit further as we go through this conversation. Um, and sometimes the peace we want is a peace. Listen, you can get that. You can get that. You can absolutely get that peace and a piece of ass all at the same time.
Absolutely,
Pablo, go lay
positively.
down. Go lay down, Pablo.
Cat now is fire though. He's so silly.
Um, and that still is blowing me. Define beat. Nigga, what?
Not
Sir,
the
what
kind
do you
you
mean?
beat it up, beat that P up. Not that type of beat, sir.
Listen, we not talking about beating the pussy up. We talking about did your daddy beat your mama's
Beat
ass?
your mama.
Did
Left
your
her with a
mama
black
beat
eye.
your daddy ass? Because is that what you're expecting? Do you want me to beat your ass? And not in the way that I actually would like to beat your ass? Help me to understand. Zay said, "Wow, I didn't know we had to ask those type of questions. Which type of questions? About capacity?
You need
Uh,
to.
because let me tell you something. That is something that is a real deal, true thing that people need to have conversations about. We need to talk about the capacity that somebody has for your presence, for the situation within itself.
Yeah.
Whether they are able to be present for you, whether they're able to show up for you, whether they're able to meet your needs, and then also being able to communicate what your needs are. Because a lot of times we don't know how to do that either. So we're learning as we're growing, and then as you're growing, you need to start communicating those things. If you don't know shit about capacity, look it up. Look at X as much as we use AI and all of that kind of shit, start asking that motherfucker the questions. Hey, so what does it mean? Or what questions do I need to actually be asking when I'm starting to date some motherfucking body? So, and I know you were teasing, Zay. I've seen the stuff you post, so I'm pretty sure that you were teasing. But, and men are simple, so you don't have to dig that deep in the beginning. But that's where the problem lies.
Right.
The
Because men
problem
are not
lies
as
not
simple
digging
as
that
y'all
deep.
let on to be. That
Um,
is no.
right.
They cannot be.
um, the part where we go wrong is going with the flow and then asking questions further down the line.
Yeah.
I think that's where situationships go wrong, because even if you kind of know it's a situationship, you haven't laid out the parameters. You haven't laid out whatever it looks like. You know, you don't you or you haven't had the conversation about what this would look like, or if the feelings were to change, how do we come back and have that conversation as well? You know, all of those kind of things, because you do have to be aware and you do have to know what you're walking into. And even when you have an understanding, as things shift and change in your life, because I hate when people say you knew what you was getting in the beginning. Yeah, nigga. But also, we've been sitting up here fucking, cuddling, hanging out, going to the movies. You done been to my mama house. I done been to your mama house. We done did all of this stuff. Now I'm starting to feel away. So let me ask you again. Or let me just clear the room. Because communication is a thing. And I hate
Yeah.
when people say, oh, well, you knew what. Nah. Yeah, I knew. But shit, that don't mean over this 9 months that we've been kicking and fucking it and doing all of this other kind of stuff, that my thought process ain't changed, my feelings ain't changed, all of that. Nigga, you have fucked
Right.
me every which way. But and you have fucked me twice a day, every day, and 3 times on Sunday, but you want me to not feel away? What are we saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you do have to ask the questions. You do
You
have to
do.
come to the table, and I hate using table as a point of reference, but you do need to come with the conversation. um
Absolutely.
yeah, so I think that's it. What we don't want is here damn coochie. Listen,
Oh,
But will you
listen,
take it? You know you're gonna take it.
y'all still gonna take it, but it is
I was
not
just
gonna be
gonna say,
what
are
you
you so are
expected
you
it to
not
be.
gonna take it?
Y'all probably still gonna take it, but it is not what you wanted it to be.
It's gonna get
um
hard, and you're gonna be like, I don't want this, but
I feel like that too though. I feel like I don't want no here damn dick. And that's just the truth. I don't want no that goes back to the, is this something that you're doing as a connection to me or something that you're doing because you just feel like you should be doing it.
because you feel like you gotta do it. Don't ever
You feel,
don't ever fuck me
if it
because you
ain't
feel like you got
happening,
to.
something's wrong.
Don't ever
He said, well,
fuck
he
me
was a
because you feel
broke
like
nigga.
you
He
got
was
to.
in the basement.
um
If he
Listen,
clutched the
putting them through the
pearl,
basement, sir. That's what we saying. Broke niggas be having energy. Broke niggas be having all of that. They be ready. They didn't play the game. They done ate 4 bowls of cereal, 3 sandwiches, six
drunk your
Capri
basic juice up.
Suns.
Yep.
They are hyped up on sugar and energy drinks. They
and
don't
they
have.
ready
They
for you.
are about to rearrange your insides and your bedroom. Okay.
Yes.
Um. Broke chicks have plenty of energy too. They just use to find out whether you're cheating or not. Hey, hey.
Energy I definitely don't have.
You know what? Y'all and y'all
I
rhymes.
don't want to do it
If I
personally.
can't get
I
inside
don't
your
want to
mind
do
while
it.
I'm inside your divine, when can we talk?
That's my type of conversation. That's
Listen,
what it should be.
um, and B said his favorite color is blue. No, I don't want to beat your ass. But if that's what you into, maybe. Okay. Um, When you say broke, what do you mean? I was unemployed, but I wasn't broke, but I still paid the rent when she came home. Then you
You
wasn't broke.
broke.
You wasn't broke. You still had some
Unemployed
kind of
don't
income
equate
coming in.
broke. Mm-mm. No money equates broke.
Every
Then
time
you
you
No,
still
look
have
up,
to take care of
can't
business.
pay that rent. That's broke.
every time you look up, you asking somebody, hey, bro, let me hold something, so I can do this.
Broke.
Listen,
And
Yeah,
not just no money too. Some people spirit broke,
spiritually broke,
girl,
mentally broke.
emotionally broke.
Yeah,
emotionally,
yeah. Zay said, as a man with no kids and possibly still want them, I asked women, does mental health issues running a family and all that? Ain't no such thing as a dumb question. You right about
Not
that?
at all.
You're
Not
right
at
about
all.
that. Hey,
And
Mark.
that's so important, and it's not an offensive question either. It's
It's
an
not.
important one.
Ain't no dumbass
I
questions.
I asked my
Shit.
mom a lot about our family history as it relates to our mental health.
Mm-hmm. As you should.
hmm
Mark B said maybe the problem isn't that men are shallow in the beginning. Maybe it's that women want men to be instantly vulnerable in the beginning when they show everyone a sign that they shouldn't be trusted.
Mhm. I've had the opposite experience. I've had men are usually are the first ones to either ask for a relationship or want to go further, or I'm usually not the one to ask, or
Yeah.
and
Um.
then I tend to get the because I ask a lot of questions, but I don't ask questions that if I'm not at a space where we've had a conversation about a relationship, I don't ask certain questions about what they do with their time if it isn't a direct indication to cause me harm. Now
Mhm.
that's one thing that I'm not gonna play about. But what they do in their spare time, I don't ask. I don't question them. And but then they think that's the woman that they're getting. No, that's the woman who was chilling. That's not the woman that's in the relationship. It differs. Your obligation is now different.
right,
So that's where I usually have a bump because I don't question on certain levels. But if you my man, I got a lot of questions.
yeah,
Mhm.
If you my friend, I don't. Certain things is your business.
I'm
because
just
it's
a bitch that's inquisitive. I'ma ask questions whether you my friend, whether you my man, whether you anything, because I just feel like being in connection with me, I gotta have some understanding of you as a person.
Right. Oh, I'm gonna ask a lot of
I
those
mean,
questions. I don't question them
oh, okay, I get you, but no, I'm gonna ask a whole bunch of
as it
questions.
relates to
Ask
yeah.
Pablo.
Like, well, why you ain't do this or do if that wasn't something like unless I've let that person know that's an expectation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't try to hold an expectation over someone's head that I haven't discussed with them
right,
because
That part.
I ain't tell you I was gonna
Um,
do that. You can't assume that.
yeah.
I was Woody Woodpecker when you got. You know what?
I'm still here. Oh Lord,
I'm not accepting
Listen,
the here
listen.
damn coochie, especially if I'm turning down the come here daddy coochie. But why would you be turning down the come here
Ooh,
daddy coochie? Why would you be turning
listen.
it
You better not accept it,
down?
but say that. So that's my only thing. If it's in a space, if it's in that space, you should be telling that person that I ain't accept. I don't want that.
Hmm. Whether you want it or not, you still should be voicing what's happening. Uh
Yep.
Toxic podcaster voice. No way a grown man's supposed to ask another man for anything. Pablo, go lay down. And then Mark said, just don't hit me with them questions after I nutted and be cool. Listen,
Uh,
if I have the space to ask questions after we've done what we've done, something didn't get done right.
baby, gone ahead and put
okay,
me
because
straight to sleep in the after
My
we get
I
lips
through.
should
should
be ready to
literally, my
go.
mouth should be dry to the point my lips are curled up under my teeth. That I
And I'm
keep having
definitely
to
going to sleep in 0.2 seconds.
listen. I should be
Yes.
laid across the bed, cheek sap, depending on how we started, but I really should be asleep. I shouldn't have the room to be able to ask you no kind of questions. I shouldn't be able to ask you nothing at that point. But also, one of the things that when it comes down to all of this, all of the comments, everything that's been said, like, don't nobody want no here damn coochie or none of that kind of stuff. Women don't want the I don't give a fuck dick neither. We don't want you to be hunching on us like porn stars.
Sometimes
We don't want porn star penis. We don't want that. We want the penis that has a connection to us. Like when you have a connection to a person, you don't fuck them like you're a porn star. And I really have learned to understand that as the older I get, that if somebody truly gives a fuck about you as a person, they don't fuck you like a porn star. Hear me out. When I say that, I mean that jackhammer shit that that you see in the porn stars, and porn and all of that kind of stuff. That's what I mean. Now, on the other hand, you could absolutely fuck me like a porn star, but don't fuck me like a porn star, if that makes any sense.
It's a big difference.
Maybe I should go watch porn because I don't know.
Especially when you get older, like
I've watched a few.
My age, and like you said, you don't want that pow 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 pow.
Listen,
but I do want you to put me through
that part, Jay.
Put me in the basement. I'm very, very dominant. So if I can find a man who can make me submit,
it's the man. Come on. That's what that look was. Man, come on. But absolutely. And that's what keeps the shit going. That's where sex no longer starts to feel like a chore. Mm-hmm. Like if we on the same page, if we rocking and rolling and we able to have these conversations and communication and all of that other kind of shit, then we cool. And Jay said, I think men can be so simple, it becomes complicated. I think
what are some simplicities that make men simple?
Huh? Say that again, DeWanda.
No, I said, what are some simplicities that make men so simple?
That's a good question. But I think sometimes when nobody has challenged a person, or when people aren't being challenged to show up in certain ways or in certain mannerisms, or even just stepping outside of what they're used to, that, or even just showing up in a different kind of way. I'm trying to explain this the right way, that it's in my head. That's why I had to take a pause. Here it is. I believe that sometimes what we may view as simple is not necessarily simple. What we view as, like I say, I'm a simple woman. I say that all the time. And people be like, bullshit. People that know me be like, bullshit. And I be like, no, for real. I am a simple woman. I'm very simple. I'm very simplistic when it comes to the things that I want, things that I desire, things, how I move. I'm very simple. I'm not predictable, but I'm simple when it comes to my wants and desires. Show up for me, communicate, support the shit I got going on, be present. Don't do no fuck shit. I won't do no fuck shit to you.
Fuck shit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Very simple. Show me that you give a fuck, I'm going to show you I give a fuck. You show me you don't give a fuck, I'm going to go ahead and back the fuck away. So I'm very simple across the board with what it is that I need and what I desire.
Right.
Simple.
I'm not being with nobody that don't make me feel like they want to be with me.
Desired or
I'm
wanted
not doing
or
it.
needed.
I've never had a notion of embracing, and that comes down to the whole sex piece too. When it comes to, that notion of feeling like it's something you got to do to keep a person around you or to keep. I've never felt any obligation to that.
Now, and I feel that like I am um and I've learned so much about me in the last 6 to 8 months
Mm.
that I am like, I'm blown away about me. I am blown away about what I've learned about me. Um, and one of the things that I've learned is that I had so many expectations of other people, and it wasn't unrealistic expectations. Some of them were unspoken. And so I actively had to go back and apologize to people for how I showed up in that space because I had unspoken expectations. When you have expectations that aren't spoken or that aren't communicated, you set yourself up for failure. You set yourself up to be hurt because these people aren't reaching the expectation and they didn't even know that it was an expectation. So that was one of the things I learned. But also learning to verbally communicate my needs, verbally say, this is what I need from you. Learning how to actively show up because I learned the ways that I was showing up was not working for me. The ways that I had been showing up, just not even for anybody else, the ways that I had been showing up for myself was not working. And then adding layers of people pleasing, trying to show up for everybody else, trying to all the things.
Yeah.
I was over here like,
Burnout.
I don't want to do it no more. Take it away.
Burnout.
Everybody, get the fuck out of
Mhm.
my face. I don't want to love nobody. Fuck you and your mama too. You cool. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So even in that, not saying that it's all new, but what it is the learning of the communication part for me.
Yeah.
Learning how to communicate all of those things because um and this is just me being 100% honest, there was a fear, there was an attachment issue, and learning how to detach from people and things and from my expectations or from outcomes, learning to detach from the outcome. And so that's still a work in progress. That's still a fucking work in progress, but it is part of what I've been learning. It's part of what I've been actively putting into play. It's part of what I've actively been discussing in these conversations on the shows because hell, you can't heal what you don't reveal.
It's
Very
true.
much so.
That's
So
true.
Very, very much so.
yeah, you have to talk about the things. That's why I love doing these shows or talking about different aspects of how we relate to each other as human beings. And so we have to get out of the space of thinking just because we've been this way for so long that it's going to continue to work. When you
Right.
see that you being this way for so long continues to create a divide in your relationships. It creates chaos in your relationships. It ends up you not having relationships outside of family, and even those relationships are strained.
Right.
So, because it's always been one way, or because it's always worked and nobody has pushed you outside of yourself, that does not mean that it actually works. It just means that you're comfortable in that being how you've operated. So you got to step outside of your comfort zone. You got to step outside of that space and actively do some self reflection in order to understand how to navigate things differently.
Yes.
When we start doing
Absolutely.
that shit, oh my God, relationships get so much better. And I'm hopeful in this space because I've decided that I want to communicate in a for real way and ask a whole bunch of motherfucking questions now. Because my questions used to just usually be about the person, not about capacity, not about all of those other kind of things. So here we are. We got some comments. Let's see.
I
Um,
love the capacity questions too. I definitely think those are important additions to the getting to know you stage.
mhm. um, Jay said we are solution based and we don't usually feel the need to dwell in the moment. We have been systematically emotionally numb.
Mm.
And that's part of the issue. Is that a lot of times men have been systematically numb that when someone is engaging or inquiring about those emotions or about you as a person or the ways that you need to be cared for, loved on, and all of those kind of things, it really does put you in. A lot of times what I've encountered is that when those questions are brought about or those kind of things are brought to the forefront, now it's like, why are you asking me all of this? Because it's kind of a backup kind of situation. You asking too much. You asking me to be too present. You're asking me to kind of do stuff that I'm not used to. And it's not because I just want to be asking questions. It's because I genuinely give a fuck. And so
Yeah.
there's a difference. There's a difference in somebody who is inquiring or how the operations are happening. But even if you are solution based, communicate the solution or communicate how things are, how you see things.
Yeah, I can
Because if you aren't
absolutely
communicating and you're
appreciate the
expecting me to
solution.
understand that you're solution based, but you aren't communicating to me the
How to
solution.
the solution. Yes. That's I absolutely can appreciate the solution because in a solution you heard me and you are meeting me halfway with the compromise because you are giving me, and even if you're like I'm the one of the most like I can we can talk about it, we can get the dialogue going for it. I love a person that has a solution because I'm very solution oriented.
Mm-hmm.
I teach math. I have literally trained daily how to solve problems, real life ones, numeric ones, all kinds of just problems. And so I'm very solution oriented. So I appreciate another solution. Give me an idea that from your perspective that I can say,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think of it in that way. Let's try that. It's the me having to always come up with solution, and if it's not working for the other person, with no rebuttal to my solution.
Right.
Cause just because that's how you operate, and I may not, I mean, if that, okay, so if you are a solution based person and I might not be, I might be like, all right, I already got the shit figured out and I'm gonna just do it this way. But if you had, or if I'm asking about the solution and you aren't giving me anything to go on, then that's when most of the time I'm gonna be like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna just, either I'm gonna feel away because you've given me nothing to go on,
Right.
or I'm going to further engage because you've given me something to go on.
To go
So
on.
it's one of the
Yep.
two.
Yep.
When there is no communication about anything after there's been a problem communicated, the lack of communication after that is what usually creates a problem. And so
Yes.
then that's where all of the additional things come into play after the fact. So most of the time it has to be that a conversation is had about the thought process, even if you don't have the full solution yet.
Yeah.
Sometimes just saying, let me think about it, or I'm thinking on it, I'll let you know what my solution is, or whatever the case may be. Those kind of things keep shit down in general, because that would be the same thing at being at work. if we work,
I'm sorry.
um, that if you're at work and your boss asks you something about a project that you're working on, and you don't give them any feedback or you don't give them any answers when they asking a question, they gonna feel like you don't give a fuck or you not doing your job. So a lot of times that's where, then that's when your ass got to get called into the office and now we got to have a conversation because you didn't reply to my email when I asked you about what was happening and what was
Right.
going on. So, um, but Mark said one simplicity is we don't want to make love every time we have sex. And just because we have sex with you doesn't mean we see a future in you. We like you or that we want anything else from you. Okay, well then say that.
Absolutely.
As long as you have open communication and you tell a person
Right.
up front what it is, you're good. Most women will accept that. But if you have her thinking, oh, it's going to go past this sex,
Right.
you lead her on. And a lot of men do that because they
Because
want
ultimately, it's the confusion that gets us, on those type of angry levels. It's the confusion you led me, or the you leading me to believe.
to
And
believe
I
that we were going
absolutely
to be
agree
more
with
than.
the every time we have sex, we don't want to make. Every time I have sex, I don't want to make. I don't want it to be made love. Sometimes
Hell no.
I need a quickie and keep it moving. Okay, thanks.
I need some choke me, spank me, pull the back of my neck because I ain't got hair no more. But
I mean,
You know,
let's go.
don't know. I don't know about. I don't want that either. I ain't trying to
me
make love
either.
every time, but I'm also not
Okay.
trying to fuck every time neither.
Correct. It is absolutely a balance. It is absolutely that goes back to that intimacy piece. That goes back to those desires on wanting your partner because it doesn't have to always be a make love session and don't feel no way about it. Like any
That's
less
true.
of a feeling towards my partner that this one right here was a quickie, baby. Come on and gone on. Not
Right,
going on in
right.
a sense like that, but going on about our day. Like, you know?
But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the quickies be the best, and it's more of a mood lifter
Yes.
when, especially
Yes.
if you both are like everything's going on, you're stressed, and then be like, okay, come on, let's do this little quickie. But then it
Oh,
puts a little pep in your step, and you be like, all right,
no,
baby,
for real.
thank you. I'll see you later tonight.
Listen,
So
sometimes I just need that little quickie to go to sleep right. You know what I'm saying? Let me get that little quickie so I can go and take this nap. Help me get this sleep schedule back in order, little daddy.
No,
You know what
for
I'm
real.
saying? You know? So,
Listen.
um, he said we compartmentalize usually better than women. Men's plates have dividers. Women don't have a plate. It's everything in a bowl. Um, I think I think that some men are able to compartmentalize better than women. But also compartmentalizing does not mean that it's always a good thing.
mhm.
Sometimes people over compartmentalize things that should not be. um like some people only talk about work with people that they work with, or they only talk about home with people that they live with. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you're not giving access to the whole fucking person. You're giving pieces of who you are and not the whole version or the whole part of who you are. And I understand men being able to compartmentalize, but also that kind of goes back to what you said earlier about men being systematically emotionally numbed, because you also think a lot of times that most men who over compartmentalize or compartmentalize everything, that they don't show any form of emotion. And that's one of the biggest reasons that depression and the suicide rate is higher in Black men than what it used to be at any given point in time. So um, that also lends to the fact that a lot of you all aren't actively in therapy or have some type of anything that helps you to navigate those spaces.
Spaces,
Because if
yeah.
you aren't actively in therapy, you aren't actively having conversations about what's happening in your life, you aren't
Hmm.
actively doing any of those other things, then you do lend to that understanding that you'll continuously be numbed emotionally and not having the space to let any of that out. You're not letting anything out. You're not letting anybody in. And that's kind of the problem with compartmentalizing. Not saying it's wrong. You can compartmentalize. I'm I'm not a compartmentalized kind of person. That's just not me. I know that I'm not a compartmentalizer. So, um, hey, he said, hello, ladies. I enjoy your show. Keep doing your thing. Hey, Gina Marie. Um,
What's up?
Usually the solution is not what you want, it's the combo before the solution. But you got to have a conversation
Get to the
to
solution.
get
I
to the
want
solution, right?
Solution.
Yeah. You got to have the conversation to get to the solution. Um,
yeah. I choose a solution because if we don't ever get to a space, if our communication or if those other spaces are causing a lack of intimacy or causing our intimacy to shift, I welcome the solution. I need the solution to get us back on track,
Right.
because I'm not always right. And so I could have a solution in my mind, and it goes back to me saying, but that doesn't mean my solution works for my partner. Because, I
Yeah.
mean, men go through stages and spaces as well. And
mhm.
like Leo said, if you are not communicating that, if you're not getting that out, I think sometimes men be confused about the spaces and stages they be in as well. And it's a fight to deny that I'm here. Whereas we kind of more welcome our growth and welcome, okay, something is shifting in me. Let me tap into this, and let me see
Yeah.
what I can do and where the navigation of these feelings are coming from, or this shift and who I'm becoming as a person.
But you got to understand,
And go ahead,
men,
boo.
I'm sorry, men are taught that they're not supposed to show their emotions. So a lot of men are not used to expressing certain sides. They want to, keep it to themselves. And I think, like Leo said, therapy helps people be able to navigate through certain situations
Hmm.
and make better decisions and trying to see how can I put this. Um I'm gonna
Better
skip.
coping skills.
It's better, yes, better coping
Mhm.
skills, and which makes for a better relationship because women can't read your mind. Men can't read a woman's mind. And if we're not coming
Ooh, deep.
together trying to, like they said, a solution, trying to find a solution for whatever that's going on, then what? Everybody's like, okay, what? What we gonna do? So, yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of men are not were taught that they shouldn't have these
Mhm.
feelings and they shouldn't express these feelings and they should keep them inside and all of that. But yeah, men, y'all showing out in the conversation, y'all giving good
Definitely coming through with the
advice.
conversations for
Yes,
sure.
and y'all, and
I
it's
love it.
greatly, greatly appreciated because you're giving us a different view of men. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, a different perspective
And
for
a different
sure.
understanding. Yeah.
Understanding.
Um, and then let's make space for the fact that while you all may be okay with a man that's solution oriented, most women aren't. Most would rather feel heard than receive a solution. Why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't it not be both?
Both.
Um, I think that's the other part of it too, is that people feel like it has to be this or that. Why can't it be this and that? Why can't I want to be heard and hear your solution as well? Why can't it be that I want you to hear me, I want to hear you, I want to hear your solution, and then we're going to work on making things come together. Um, a lot of times the divide is the this or that,
Yeah.
and we make the or the center part where it can sometimes be both.
So
It may not be both all the time,
All the
but
time.
it
Yeah.
definitely sometimes can be both. It sometimes can be that
If I ask
I
what
want to
you
be
think
heard.
or ask for your advice,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts? Though I'm asking for part in the solution. If
mhm.
I'm just getting it out and need to kind of just vent it out, then maybe that's a time where I do just need to be heard and I just need to get it out. But it's
Hmm.
the when asked about like what's your thoughts on something.
Yeah, and then also I think um I do think sometimes as women we don't necessarily communicate. I just want to vent versus
Yeah.
um versus I need your help with this, or can we
Yeah.
talk about this or come up with a solution. So that's even part of some shit I'm learning, because I be wanting to talk, but also if you got a solution, cool, we can talk about that too. But initially, I just want to be heard. Initially, most of the time. But I'm open to hearing what you got to say. I'm open to hearing any of the other parts. But initially, I do want to be heard. And it said, Jay said, nah, now y'all just said it don't matter that we started as cuddy buddies. You gonna change your mind. Now y'all saying what it is up front. No, what we said is that you can start off as cuddy buddies, but if things happen to shift or change and you
It's
do want more, or you
important.
don't want this to be anything at all,
It's just
then
important to
that's
have a
where the
conversation.
communication lies.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that it is one way only and this is the only way. That's the problem, is that people come to the table like this is the way and this the only way.
And it's the only
We're
way.
not gonna go left, we're not gonna go right. This the only way. Because if that's the case, then a lot of situationships or a lot of things wouldn't turn into marriage or actual real relationships
Right.
or um business situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, things have the opportunity to shift into other things. I think the point of the matter is having a conversation about those things.
About the
If
shit.
we
Yeah.
come to the table and see that things have shifted or changed, then this is how we're going to navigate. Or we
Right.
can have a conversation about what is felt in the process of constantly being with somebody. Now we can have a conversation about something else.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
so
think the problem comes when one person has shifted and the other has not. And so
mhm.
sometimes that part where they feel like it was stated up front, it was stated up front, but a shift has happened with me and the other person don't want the outcome of one shift
Or they
because
don't even want to have the conversation about the
station
shit.
because they scared
That's
of
the
the other
problem.
side of it if
You're
they
trying
don't
to act
agree
like
with
the shift doesn't exist,
right.
or that I don't have the right, or that my emotions don't have the possibility to feel
Absolutely.
like shit. We grown. We are actively humans. So
Right.
even if I didn't plan on changing the direction of
Narrative.
shit,
Right.
It's changed.
It
it
changed.
changed. I feel a different kind of way. And I'm recognizing that. Now I'm having a conversation with you about what I recognized. It
Right.
does not mean you have to change it. You can
Right.
still
I
stick
just
to
want
your
you to
guns and
know
say, no, this
I've
is all I
changed.
want it to be.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
absolutely.
So now I know how I feel, and this is how I feel I need to shift in order to protect myself, or in
Yes.
order to keep myself from going down a path of being hurt. That's where the issue lies, is that most of the time people don't even want to confront their own feelings, or have a conversation about it, or address the fucking elephant in the room a lot of times.
Yeah.
People want to just sit there and act like the fucking elephant doesn't exist. No, bitch, it exists.
Right.
The elephant is here. It's very clear. It's blocking us from being able to see each other. That's how big the motherfucker is. So let's address it. Let's have the conversation about it. And then we can navigate however. But one of the things that I do notice is that a lot of times, whether it's a situationship or not, even in active relationships where people have been together for years, that there is still a lack of communication on some level. So is it that one, that it's not necessarily that we're changing our mind. It's more so the fact that now we're even more clear about what we feel.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I think we try to I think as a society, we try to make people feel bad for having feelings or their feelings changing. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong with your feelings changing. Ain't nothing
Mm-mm.
wrong for feeling a person even more than you thought you would initially. Because you might have thought, oh,
Absolutely.
this just finna be a nigga. I'm finna fuck on and go on about my business.
And it didn't turn out that
And it
way.
didn't.
It's not
And
that
that's
way.
what it was. It was nigga I was fucking
Same,
on and I went
same
on
as
about
for
my
men.
business.
I know they have definitely felt this was finna be an easy takedown, and it wasn't.
They, they got
Right.
feeling. Yeah.
You know, it
Um,
wasn't. They met their match. They got to run for their money.
Mark B said, I think that men not sharing with our women as much as you all would like is a direct result of most women not being as good at listening as they think they
I think
are.
they are. That's true.
That could be some truth to that.
That's true.
Could be.
It could be some truth to that. For sure. Definitely.
I think the issue in that is just not communicating at all. If you say you good, but then everything else you do don't line up with you saying you good. You saying you good, but you in here slamming cabinets, you knocking over shit. Nigga, are you good for real?
No,
Or
right,
what?
right.
That's where that kind of comes into play.
Yeah.
But true, like y'all might not communicate as much. And that's okay. But I
And
think a
some
lot of y'all are just so used to people not giving a fuck either.
right.
Yeah.
And
So y'all
sometimes
don't.
with women, our ability to listen is also our ability to believe in you, to believe in what you stand for. Like, cause I've definitely felt I don't respect you. I ain't finna listen to you.
Yeah.
I don't
That
even
that
respect
be
you.
that. Yep. That be it.
So, in a moment, especially depending on what the topic of the conversation is, and like what we're discussing in a moment, I like I the end results of me, like you, Leo, I have like genuinely been like learning me, searching me, really, because somebody asked me, do you even want a relationship? Like, you do you want a relationship? Like, you want to? And I really didn't have an answer for that question because
Mm-hmm.
do I? Let's ponder. You
Let
know,
me think on it.
but ultimately the biggest thing is that trust piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I really genuinely know that my person, the ultimate thing that we're going to have is a level of trust. And I'm not talking everybody think it's a cheating trust. No. Emotionally trusting.
Full safety.
Mentally trusting,
Mm-hmm.
spiritually trusting, financially trusting, and that's because I'm a free spirit. So I want to laugh, talk. I want to know that my goofy days, you trust, you're not putting me down. My serious moments, my weak moments, my vulnerable moments. That is a big thing for me. I cannot be vulnerable to somebody I don't trust. I
Mm-hmm.
it is the most difficult thing for me to do. I've seen people fake it and be with a partner and they could just do it so good. One minute they arguing and the next it's like you wouldn't even know that they're in bliss. And I have a really, really difficult
Uh-huh.
time being in the space of a person that I cannot trust with my vulnerabilities more than anything else.
Because emotional safety is a real fucking thing. And I think um the older I get, that matters more than anything to me.
Yes.
And I think women like all of us here, and I can say all of us here because I know y'all pretty well, is that strong women need safe spaces to land on.
Woo.
Yes.
Strong women need
Yes.
spaces
Woo.
to be able to take off their armor, to take off all of the shit that they do on a regular basis. Like, I get people, they be like, oh, you such a dominant woman, you such a dominant person.
Can I
No,
strip it off a little bit? I
But
don't
you
no,
want to
don't want
be
to
baby.
feel like that all
submissive.
the time. You want somebody who's gonna take you and just be like, make you be like, oh,
Yes, I'm really a
Yeah,
soft girl at heart. Like,
as
yes,
much,
I am
listen,
really a
love a
soft
girl
girl
through
and I
and
want to be
through.
that.
Love a girl through and through. And as much as I'm,
Yes.
people keep talking about, oh, you so dominant. No, nigga, this is just my fucking personality.
reality.
Right.
Like, I don't
Yes,
want to do this all the time. I don't want to be in
Right.
charge, nigga. I want to be able to tell me what to do. I want somebody to tell me, because decision fatigue is a real fucking thing too.
it's a
Sure.
thing.
I don't want to be told, I don't want to have to be in charge all the fucking time. I don't want to have to be the one to carry the weight of shit. I don't want to have to organize. I want to always have to be the one to have to lead the hard fucking conversations. No, like, take the initiative. Say some, sit down. Take the day off.
Mm.
Go do this. Go. You want me to do what? You want me to sit down? I'll sit the fuck down. Okay, what else do I do after I sit down? Do you just want me to sit here? Or do you want me to do something else? Because I will follow fucking directions. Because I'm tired of having to give motherfucking
Absolutely.
direction.
Well,
That's
Yeah,
tell me,
just
talk
me.
about it.
That's
yeah.
just me. I'm a bitch. I want to be soft. I want to listen. I want to submit because that's really who I am. I'm really a full submissive. No,
Me
I'm
too.
lying. I'm a full switch, if you will. I know that I'm both. I can be dominant and submissive, all of
I'm both for sure.
that.
But I
Exactly,
want to
Mark.
be, I don't want to dominate my man. I don't,
Exactly, Mark.
if
Wait, what
a
did you
man for
say?
me is not a man that I dominate.
Are you serious?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Exactly. No, nigga. I'm not. I am not.
He said, no,
No.
nigga.
Because the one thing that I have learned is that niggas that see me as dominant, it's tiring
Mm,
because they have
mm,
this expectation or idea of me in their minds and how I'm going to be or how I'm going to show up based
yep.
on my personality
Reality.
overall. But that's not my full personality. You
We
have got
fire
a
signs
glimpse of
anyway.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
you saw me out willing and dealing doing business, and now you think that's my whole personality. Nah, nigga, that's not.
Right.
I'm a whole level girl. I literally am the bitch that want to slow dance in the living room and I want to cook. I want to do Destiny Child cater to you type
Oh,
shit.
that's so,
Yeah.
That's
that's so,
me.
Yes.
listen,
Yeah,
yes,
like I want
come
to slow
Yes.
dance and
through.
I want to surprise you with gifts and I want to be surprised with gifts and I want to show up at whatever the fuck it is that you're doing to support you in that. No, I'm not a fully dominant, whatever the fuck people get this
Assume,
idea of me.
yes,
But then also other motherfuckers' idea of dominant just goes down a pipeline that I'm not trying to go down.
for real.
Because the motherfucker thought because this is my personality that I be out here pegging niggas. And that's not what I be out here doing either. I'm not
Not
doing none of
paying.
that.
Not paying.
I need a tip.
Yes. I've had that on several occasions.
Oh, they want you to pay.
That just because they thought I was dominant, they thought I was out here pegging niggas on a regular basis. And I'm like, baby, I don't touch men's booties
At
in that
You
all.
said
way.
pig. Oh my God.
I don't do nothing to me to grown men booties. I don't do that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I might pinch it or touch it, but I ain't doing nothing else other than that to it because anything else, I am nervous.
Right.
Anything else feels a little bit out of my league.
Place, no, for
That
real.
feels a little
And
bit
Leo,
up
that
out my
goes to what you
leg.
were saying too. about intimacy without sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Those things of dancing in the living room, cooking, having a nice dinner, being able to just
yeah. Like
sit back.
that shit that we want. We want to be able to not be in control. I am definitely that
100%.
girl. I do not want to be in control. I do
Me
not.
either. I do it all day.
I don't
I do it
that
all day.
I'm
I
already
love to come home and
actively
strip
running
it
a
down
business.
some.
Yeah. And my nervous system doesn't want to do that shit all day neither.
Woo.
My nervous system at the end of the day wants to come home, decompress, and be cared for and loved on and want to care for and love on because
Right.
that is what fuels me is being able to give care and get it in return. Um and
Yeah.
so I think that may be part of the disconnect when it comes down to desire and when it comes down to sex and all of that. We are not having enough conversations, but we are also not um coming with the understanding of the person that we're in connection with. Um mm, mm, mm. Jay said, you say how bad your day was and why my first instinct is to see what I can change to make the next day better in my experience. I'm usually met with the energy of, okay, but we could just talk about it more. um it may depend on the person because it could be, that they haven't fully gotten all of their shit out. Get to let them get their shit out, and then sometimes they might want to listen. But also, in those spaces, that's when you can ask: are you looking for a solution, or are you just looking to vent?
Right.
True.
Because that could give you the understanding. Then, are you looking for a solution, or are you just looking to vent? Because if you've already started going into solution mode initially, as soon as they start talking, and they might just be wanting to vent, then that might be a different situation. So I think again, that comes with the understanding of who you're dealing with, who you're talking to, how they navigate, how you navigate.
Absolutely.
I do think that men that are solution based are problem solvers are gonna problem solve no matter what. I also think that sometimes the problem solvers don't necessarily communicate that they're going to be problem solving, or that they don't necessarily communicate that they have actively come up with a solution. And so here is the solution, blah, 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 da, 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 da.
Yeah.
So sometimes come, it can be received differently. So you just have to know who you're dealing with. And I think that's part of it too.
And
Pablo, you always feeling
I
attacked.
don't
Nobody is attacking you.
differentiate men or women when it comes to communication because it's some men that don't communicate well and it's women that don't communicate well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's
And
just genuinely about getting in a space with your partner where your communication could continues to develop. Because it's so ongoing.
it
It's so
is.
ongoing.
It is. I think if we learn to understand that relationships are a flow and not a line, like
Yes. No, for real.
relationships are like this, ebbs and
It is.
flows. They not like this. None of them. I don't care if it's business, if it's personal, if it's friendships, if it's situationships. Shit is not a straight line.
A flat
Shit comes
line
with
is
ebbs and flows.
dead.
So,
Baby, up and down, let me know the heart beating. You hear me? Flat line say it's dead.
right. Um, and then let's see. The second part to Jay's comment was, I was in a relationship where a woman let me know she hated her job every day. I said, quit and I got you while you look for something else. She told me, you just don't understand. Now, now listen, a motherfucker tell me to quit.
Okay.
I'm
It's
quick.
I'll be like, I'll put my
I'm
2 cents
done.
in
I'm
today,
quick.
babe. Don't worry. I'm
I'm
finna
not
send
even
the
putting
email
two
right
weeks in.
now.
I'm not even going in the morning. Hey, hey, we're done.
Yeah.
So
I might tell him my man got me.
listen, what Rochelle on Everybody Hates Chris? I don't need this. My man has 2 jobs.
Okay.
I will Rochelle up out of that motherfucker. I don't need this. My man has
No,
two
for
jobs and
real.
gone on about my
My
business.
man, my man, my man. I'm out of here.
Listen. But also, there is another part to that. The other part of that is that even if a motherfucker's saying quit, you might be like,
Yeah, he's saying quit,
Oh
but do he
no.
really got me? When he get mad at me, is he gonna tell me,
is he
hey,
gonna call me a broke bitch when I
yeah,
ain't got no money?
bitch, you need to get a job.
No,
You got
it's
a
stuff for real
timeline.
too.
Is this
Yeah.
nigga gonna tell me to get out because I ain't helping pay the rent? Like, so it's both parts. It's trauma there somewhere. Because if a nigga told me to quit and I
It
got you
is.
until you figure it out, I'm
Cause
out this
rightfully so,
motherfucker.
that is the ultimate like solution is to kind of say, well, like quit that job and find some. I probably would say the very same thing my partner said every day that they hated their job. I've not worked at a job that I walked in and hated every day. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And see, I get a level of once I get in a space of I'm not doing this. I don't care what it is. I'm not. I'm done.
That
When
shit
my
over.
once that I rise up, as they say, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
um, so hey, if a motherfucker told me to quit, shit, me being
I
me,
probably
that
would take them
that
up
would
on
be
that
the
offer.
ultimate problem solver for me. You
Me
said I can't
too.
quit, but I would have to have some other questions. I do have more
Me
questions.
too, for sure.
Give
Me
me my
quitting, what's the
timeline.
time frame? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
you got to clarify. What's the time frame here? Like,
What we
is you
working with?
mean I
You
got
know, I
two?
like
You
to get
mean
my
I
hair
can
done, my
quit?
nails done, my this done. When you say you got me, do you got me, or do you mean you
Listen,
just gonna
and when you
pay
say I can
house
quit,
me?
how long do I have before this starting to feel a little bit more pressure for you? Like, what kind of
Yeah.
time frame you working with?
No,
Now, I'm
for
not saying
real.
I'm finna be out for 6 months, but what kind of time frame I'm looking at here?
We
Can I
working with,
chill for
yeah.
a few days before I get back into the workflow, or what are we talking about here? Um, so that would be the thing for me. Like, I just need to understand if you saying quit, what's the parameters?
Yeah.
Cause the job market is a little funky. If you tell me to quit and I don't come up with nothing in 3 months, I don't want to be up here talking about I'm tired of working. Um,
Okay.
Well,
but also if you're doing
You
all of this
broke.
work and everything else is taken care of at home, and I'm still growing and planning and building out a whole business and all of this other
Mm,
kind of stuff, and you see that I'm actively doing shit, hey, this was part of the compromise, my nigga. I'm sorry. Go on in
yeah.
there and go to bed. Go in there and eat and go to bed so you can be energized for tomorrow. Okay? I love you. Mwah. Thank you. Good
now
night.
you gotta sweeten the deal to be like, baby, go on in there. When I get through doing with that, I'm gonna come on in there and I'm gonna take
Listen,
care of
because I'm not tired. I'm not
you. Yeah, I'm
irritated.
gonna take care of you.
I'm finna suck you down and lay
Look,
you down, and then we finna go ahead and we finna cuddle. You wanna be big
what you,
spoon
what
or
you,
little
what you
spoon?
say? I
You
be
wanna
your
be the little
dirty
spoon tonight?
dancer. You dancer for money. Go on in there, baby. Do what
Listen.
you want me to do. Hey,
Listen, and I'm finna put on that little thing you like, just cause.
just because you taking care of me, baby, and I'm gonna
Just
take care of you.
because you made sure Big Mama was taken care of. So I'm finna do everything you want me to do. Do what you want me to do. Um, he said all of a sudden it's Dumbo in the room. He can fly his ass back out. We can get back to making jungle noises. Listen, hey, when y'all address the elephant in the room, it's easy to go ahead and finish doing what you was doing. Go and get back to them jungle noises. But you can't be out here with an elephant in the motherfucking room and then think it's finna be all sweet and shit. Okay.
Yep.
Exactly, Mark. Love on me, nigga. I'm still navigating, you know, that fine line between dominant and submissiveness. Cause I know when to be like, love on me, daddy. But also, if you're not making me feel like, daddy, come love on me, I'm finna be like, nigga. What we doing? Love on me. I need it. You know what I'm saying? You want whimsical. If you do, you want whimsical or do you want a real nigga? I'm a little bit of both right now. I'm a
Oh,
whimsical real nigga right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more of a whimsical bitch, not a whimsical real nigga. So, we just got to figure out how to get more to
And
the.
let's get into it, Leo and Gina, because honey, a real nigga, it's the cliche for me. Like for me, real with yourself. That's what a real nigga is to me.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Be
that part.
real with yourself, your flaws and all. The most important thing a real nigga can do
And
for
don't
me
go
is be
sit.
able to look in the mirror and be okay that he has accepted the things about himself
That's true.
first
That's true.
before he expects anybody else to accept it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when I say that I am a woman, I am not a little girl, I am a woman, that is because I feel like when I look in that mirror and I look back at myself, I can say, I know this about myself, and it might not be one of my best qualities, but I do know it about myself, and I'm working
I
on that
know it
within
about
myself.
myself.
Not trying to hide that I have flaws or I do have things about me that might not be at its highest peak yet.
Or it may not get to the highest peak at all.
Right, but
It
I'm
may be a
trying shit.
forever. It may be something that I'm forever working on.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
but I absolutely agree. Just knowing who you are, where you stand, and if you have done the work or not. Because
Yeah.
sometimes that's the bigger thing is to say, you know what, I really haven't done the work to be in this space. But if I'm gonna be in this space, or if I've had the opportunity to be allowed this access, then maybe I need to do the work. Or maybe that you've been offered the opportunity because you need to do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that person is a catalyst for the work that you need to be doing. I think a lot of times the people that we are in connection to and with are there for a reason. The people that we are actively connected to on a regular basis are there for a reason. Um, and whether we want to address it or not, the fact that most people don't address the harder part, the issues, and don't get down to the nitty gritty, that's why people continue to go through cycles of the same thing constantly happening over and over and over and over and over and over again because you did not catch on. You keep getting F's. So you're gonna have to keep taking this test.
Yep.
You might get a D the next time. Okay, so you got to take this test again. But you might not have to take the same part that you got good on. So now you got
Right.
to take the rest of the test because you know them answers. So now you got to take the rest of the test. So now you got to see. All right, you know them answers. You know these answers. So you got to take the test again. And I think that's part of the cycle of life. But
Right. It's the
also,
feedback.
yeah, but also I think that people get so comfortable in their chaos that they don't understand anything outside of it. Outside
Yeah.
of the chaos, outside of all of the other shit is calm. There's care, there's love, there's beauty, there's so many other things outside of that chaos. But because we're comfortable, and if you're comfortable in chaos and you see all of that other shit, or you've had access to all of that other shit, that shit be like, like that over there, but that shit requires too much of me. That
Yeah.
shit over there requires me to do some work I don't really want to do. And so you end up being in chaos again. Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank
Jay, if you don't get up off this elephant, he said how the elephant get in there, huh? Wasn't no elephant in there when I first stirred that macaroni.
you.
It probably wasn't no issues that came about after the fact, after you stirred that macaroni.
Right.
Um, it might be. It might be a motherfucking elephant on the next peak over that I got the motherfucking address. Cause shit be happening even when you get to your highest peak. Cause even when you think you at your highest, you might just be at the highest peak that you've ever seen. Don't mean you at the highest peak
No,
overall.
seriously, in that season, in that valley,
Right.
you
You might
know,
be at the highest peak of that season of your life.
right.
And that highest peak might actually be your valley. Fucking facts go
No.
on.
No, seriously,
Um,
because that's where that growth mindset also taps in. Because a person that wants to continue to grow, it's really no peak that ever ends because their growth pieces continue is just there. That
mhm,
ability to want to work on who they are as a person or work on a specific skill or character trait. I always ask for a renewed heart, you know. So that's just one thing. That's just me. And
mhm.
I have to keep asking that. I have to keep working on that.
No,
So,
for real. For
yeah,
real.
because the
Because
world, people, things, situations, what our mind see, our eyes see, what our brain encompasses, make you want to shut down sometimes. Will make you want to be like, So I have to continue to ask for that spirit of renewal, that spirit of, just a loving heart.
uh-huh. And one of the things I don't think a lot of people understand is that people love other people not based on how they receive love, but based on how they want to be loved.
Be loved.
Mm.
You know, um, I can honestly say like I don't ever come to the table like I'm perfect, but I know that I show up. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. I'm always
Yeah.
working. I'm always doing or at least doing everything within my power to be present for those um, that I truly genuinely give a fuck about. If I truly genuinely give a fuck about you, I'm going to do everything within my power to be present for you. Is it always right? Is it always perfect? Is it always what you want it to be? No. Which is why having conversations, good night, Jay. Which is why having conversations, which is why talking about those things really matter. Because if I'm showing up for you in a way that does not speak to who you are or does not speak to your love language, then I'm working backwards.
Mm.
That's why one of the conversations that I have initially is what's your love language? Because shit, I need to know. How do
I
you
do.
operate? But also, here's my love language. And one of the things about love languages that people don't actively pay attention to is that one, your love language is how you are loved. Okay.
Mm.
But there's another version of your love language. It is how you give love. People are actively always trying to understand somebody else's love language so that they can love them in the way that they need to be loved. But you also need to understand how you receive love.
Yeah, absolutely,
You
positively.
have to understand how you receive love. You can be like, oh, okay, this is my love language. This is how I receive. But also, how do you give love?
Yeah.
Because I could say that my love language is physical touch and quality time, but how I give love is by gift giving and quality time. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
it could be physical touch and words of affirmation. But I think my way that I give love is um words of affirmation and quality time. But I enjoy physical touch and quality time. So it's different. So
It
we gotta
is. It
learn it. We
very
gotta learn
much
our
is.
level. We gotta learn it. And then last but not least, Mark B said a man's job in a relationship is to bring calm. A woman's job is to bring peace. That allows him to be vulnerable and her to be soft. Mark, get your ass. No, I'll just playing. But no, that's real. To bring calm in a woman's job is to bring peace. And that allows him to be vulnerable and her to be soft. Absolutely. I think I think sometimes even when people are trying to be soft or in the space, because some people are just naturally soft. That's just how they move until they feel like their softness or any of that is not being appreciated. Now you finna deal with a nigga.
Yeah,
So I rocks with that.
I
Um
do too. I like that.
yeah,
And I
absolutely.
love a calm spirit can bring a lot of positive things out of a person. A
Yeah,
calm
and I even
spirit.
think
Because then
just
calm shows like understanding. It shows care. It shows it shows intentionality.
mhm. I think the
Excuse
biggest issue now is that a lot of people try to act like they don't care. That don't get you nowhere.
Mm-mm-mm.
That don't get you nowhere. You act like you don't care with me, I'm gonna show you.
Oh, you ain't gonna like it. You ain't gonna like it.
I'm gonna show you what that look like.
Don't
But I
act like you don't
also
care
am
about
getting
me.
to the
Don't
point,
act like you don't care about me, honey, because I'm gonna show you what non-care is.
me.
and it takes a lot for me to get to that point.
Me too. But when
It
I'm
takes a
there,
lot for me to get to that space where I'm like, you know what, I just don't even care no more.
yeah.
But the
And what?
biggest thing for me in this space and in this time is that I don't want to jeopardize my nervous system ever a fucking again in my life because that is a different space to be in when your nervous system is compromised to the point that you have to actively sleep for days on end after you are no longer in connection with that person. That is a different
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to feel that again. I don't ever want to experience it. I don't ever want to be nowhere near that shit ever again. I don't want to be in the space of a relationship or a connection that I have to carry all the emotional baggage or weight. I don't want to do that ever again either.
Mm.
If we cannot actively come to the table and have conversations and come to an understanding and move in a way that is beneficial for both parties, then we might as well not even do it. We might as well go
Agreed.
and kick rocks.
I don't want a
Um,
relationship where I have to lead.
yeah, I don't want to do that either. I just
Yeah.
don't want to do a whole lot of shit at this point in my
Me
life. There's
either.
a lot of shit I don't want to do no more. I don't want to have to explain. Oh, I don't want to have to over explain myself. I don't want to have to over. I don't want to have to prove that I'm worthy of the shit that I already deserve. I don't want to have to prove that I'm worthy of care, concern, consideration, loyalty, support, respect, conversation. I don't want to have to prove that. I'm not
That
finna prove
right
that
there.
because niggas give that to bitches that they like freely. And if you don't like me, leave me the fuck alone.
Step off
That part.
expeditiously. You know my word.
But
Expeditiously. If you don't like me, leave me alone.
Leave
And
me
it's okay for you to
alone.
tell me that you don't like me like that. My feelings
but
not
I
they
be
might
all
be
right.
hurt.
Girl.
My feelings might be hurt. But at least I know that you was honest with me and I'm gonna go ahead about my business. I'm gonna cry in the car and then I'm gonna get
And
myself together and I'm gonna go
life
find a
goes
nigga
on.
to eat me off the bone and then I'll be all right.
Yep,
I will
life
be all
goes
right.
on. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'd rather for that to be told to me than a motherfucker pretending. Than a motherfucker saying,
Yes.
pretending that you like me, pretending that you fuck with me, pretending that you care. Like, bro, don't pretend. Either you do or
Don't play
you
with my
don't.
feelings. Don't play with my
Yeah.
feelings.
Because that's
Because
how
that
bitches end up feeling
being
the type of way
psychotic.
about a motherfucker. And then now I'm about to blow your shit up because you play with my feelings.
Sitting outside your job waiting for you to come outside so I can run you over with my car because that's you got people like that. Or
Yep.
he's outside your house waiting for you to come outside so he can shoot you. So it's like, be honest. Tell people up front. It's okay.
Because I'd rather know than to be trying to figure it out. Because if I have to come to a conclusion, then I'm going to just come to the conclusion that you don't fucking like me, that you don't love me, you don't want to fuck with me. And I'm going to go on about my business.
Yep.
But I'd rather it be a understanding or a mutual agreement of some sorts in some shape, form, or fashion. But that's just me. So before we get up out of here, we got a new segment. Auntie Gina, you ready?
Yes, I think it just downloaded. Yep.
You ready?
Yep.
Or you want to do it next time?
We can do it. I got
I can't
it.
hear you. What happened?
You can't hear me at all? Hold on.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. I had to unmute. It was unmuted, but I just went ahead and muted it and unmuted it
Okay.
again.
You want to go? You ready? You ready?
Yeah. Just, you know what? Because it's been a good show. Let me go on ahead and
Let's
get my
get
little.
it. Let's go ahead and knock off the anxiousness. Let's go ahead and get it out so that way you can get going. All
Yeah,
right.
y'all be gentle. Be
Introducing
gentle.
a new segment by Auntie Regina. It is called Soul Fuel. So we're going to tap into that and then we're going to get up out of here, y'all. I think we are going to start from here on out at 8:30. 8:30 to 10:30, maybe like 10:40ish. So y'all can change your calendars and get prepared for the new shift in time frame. But here we are with a new segment by Auntie Gina, Soul Fuel.
Out and never stay. Turn my back on my own shadow just to beg for someone's praise. I had to learn to love myself. Every scar, every story on the shelf. Talking to the mirror like, talking to my heart like, that's real love. I had to learn to love myself. Not the highlight reel, not somebody.
Hey. Now, welcome to Soul Fuel, where we don't just talk about love, but we feel it. Tonight, we're talking about a different kind of central, not just the kind. Sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
Okay, not just the kind you touch, but the kind that touches you first. Let me tell you something. The most attractive thing in the room isn't the loudest person, it's the one who knows exactly who they are. There's a sensuality in self love, in the way you carry yourself, in the way you don't beg for attention because your presence demands it. You don't chase, baby, you attract. Because when you feel full of yourself in the right way, people feel you. And before they ever touch you, they feel you. Now, singles, are you being chosen or you're choosing yourself first? Intimacy beyond the body, that is something that we need to talk about because now we have couples. And because real intimacy isn't just physical, it is how someone learns your mind, your moods, your silence. It is the way that you touch your spirit without even laying a hand on you. The real question is, does your partner still feel you or have they just gotten used to you? Because there's nothing sexier than being deeply understood. Here's the truth that nobody says out loud. If you do not love yourself, you will crave attention in places that you can't even see. So let's sit and think about it. If you don't pour into yourself first, you'll keep expecting someone else to fill a cup that will never empty. Tonight, I want you to feel yourself, not physically, but energetically, the way you speak, the way you move, the way you show up. Because the most irresistible thing about you isn't your body, it's your energy. Thank you.
Okay.
Clock it.
Yes. Come
Little
on.
nervous. It'll get better. It'll get greater
Girl,
later.
please. That was good.
That was a good segment.
Thank
That was
you.
absolutely so. So, y'all, we had a good conversation tonight. It was
really
so good.
good.
We didn't even get to tap into all the points that we had for tonight. We want to thank y'all for tuning in, whether it was Facebook, YouTube, or however you were able to tap in with us tonight. We appreciate you for doing so. If you missed most of the show, you can always go back and watch it on YouTube. If you type in the Fat Girl Chronicles, make sure you hit that subscribe button, but tap in with us nonetheless. And then you can hit that bell right next to it, and it'll let you know each and every time the Fat Girl Chronicles goes live. Okay, so make sure you do that. Share it with somebody that you love. Share it with somebody that you think would get a kick out of this dope ass show. But also, feel free to give us more information on other topics and things you would like to see or hear from us.
Yes.
And if you got any inquiries or any kind of questions that you would like for us to answer, you can send them to the Fat Girl Chronicles podcast at gmail.com or PGC After Dark podcast at gmail.com, where we will get those messages directly. And that way we can answer all of your inquiries. And we hope that we're able to assist you on your journey through loving yourself, tapping in physically, mentally, emotionally, learning more about yourself when it comes to intimacy, sexuality, sexual health and wellness, and all of those amazing things. So we hope on tonight that this show helped. But as you go into the weekend, that you do something fun, sexy, and sensual so that you can tap into your most sexy self on this weekend. Get outside and enjoy the beautiful weather, depending on where you are. But more importantly, love yourself through and through. I'm your girl, Leah Rochelle. We got Auntie D Girl and Auntie Gina Marie in the building tonight. We thank y'all for tuning in. We hope y'all have an amazing evening. We love y'all. And we about to be
Peace.
out. Later, y'all.
Trust, dependence, love, respect, passion, pain, intimacy, pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smiled, you look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always